Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the GESC South American Qualifiers, and we've done it. We've gone the distance. We've ran the gamut. It is currently the grand finals. It's a best of 5, and it's Infamous versus SG. Kind of what we would have expected for the finalists, two of the best teams in South America at the moment, together with Sacred. But I'm Lyrical, joined as well by the wonderful Eos and Dota. How you doing, my man?
Doing good. Got some food. Ready to watch some more Dota.
Absolutely. I actually I ran out and got some food for my dog because we ran out of dog food, and so I ran to the store real quick and picked it up. But yeah, I'm back now and she's eating. So if you hear a little munching over to the side, that's her, and then she's probably gonna go to sleep, and I'm sure it won't bother me at all through the cast. But anyways, moving on to the actual game at hand. Omni Knight first overall with an ET and a Bane. Talk to me real quickly about how you feel about what you've seen so far out of the meta. It's a very different one so far. Like, very different heroes are coming up, different bands. Do you like what we've seen so far, though?
Honestly, I still feel like the meta is definitely like not in place. I think the only thing I've kind of realized from watching some of the other regions is that like Rasta is really good, Tusk is very good, and apart from that, like everyone else is just kind of like doing their own thing.
Yeah. It definitely feels that way, and each team has their own individual style. It feels like Infamous really put a lot of value into this Elder Titan. For anybody that is just joining us right now, do you want to give a little bit of a recap of what we saw in the last series and how they made this hero work so well?
I mean, Infamous is kind of like, they don't really stick to one game plan. Like, even though it worked out so well for them in the first game, they kind of like switch things up. But their Elder Titan, who is it that plays it? I don't even like the names.
Their names are all messed up.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
Yeah, their Elder Titan player is like always doing a lot. Like, he is always there to connect the stuns, like helping people disengage or set up. Like, it's working out really well, and it's always nice to have that damage amplification.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it seems to work well in concert with the other heroes. They've had to switch it up a little bit this time. Bane is the other hero that they tended to play it with in the qualifiers, and Shadow Fiend has been taken away from him, so they're not going to be able to get that combination that's so devastating, which is like sleep into secondary sleep into raise dead. But there's still a lot of different possibilities here. On the other side, SG taking an Omni Knight and a Clockwork. Couple melee strength heroes, they're fairly beefy. Do you like it?
Team ban.
It's a nice combo to begin with, very threatening. You have a I'm gonna assume this is a support Clockwork and an off-plane Omni Knight. You know, if you get off to a good start, it just does so much damage. You get close to someone, you cog them in, Purification and Battery Assault. Like, anyone with that has less than, I don't know, like 800 life is probably going to die, and at a very early level too.
Yeah. No, it's really scary. And I mean, Bane on the other hand has fairly tanky as far as being able to survive through that if you got a brain sap to turn it, things like that. But even he would probably run into some issues. I'm kind of wondering if Clockwork is going to sit mid, though. It feels like the meta has tended to stay with just everybody runs mid and tries to set whoever is that hero that's sitting there off to a good start.
It kind of depends. I think he's very flexible in this lineup. He combos up very well with the Omni Knight, but has the freedom to basically move around lane. So it's really up to him. Where he sees opportunity, he's just going to go there.
10 seconds remaining.
Cool. Man of opportunity.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's Clockwork.
Absolutely.
See opportunity, throw hook.
Definitely.
And if the opportunity was actually not a good one, you know, walk away, drop your cogs, and just walk it off.
He's fine with it. Of course, doing the wonderful taunt that we always like to see him doing, Mr. Roboto, while moving around. It's great. Wonderful. Arc Warden Band, an SG classic. We've seen them run it a few times, even mid lane with Costa Bile when they want to do that. As well as the OD taking out the Medusa and the Puck. So still the majority of the core is left open for SG and Infamous. And it's sort of,
I think,
not a personal preference.
I mean, depending on what they want to draft, like if they're going to pick some right clickers, they definitely need a way to catch up this Omni Knight. Like, if you have physical damage, which they do now, there's a Beastmaster on the other side. So right clicks are going to be pretty good, but Omni Knight kind of negates a large portion of that. It's always good to have someone who can catch out the Omni Knight before he gets his spells off. I think like Beastmaster was picked up here because of the purge from the Necrobook, but I think you still want to prevent an Omni Knight from getting off Repel and Guardian Angel if possible.
Now Shadow Shaman taken in the second phase even, not even banned out. So that's a very strong hero to have at this point. Lycan, when these two teams played each other earlier, was a pretty important hero. Tinker and Storm also. So there's some chance that we could see one of those. I think that what we had from Infamous in one of the games where they looked good was a Beastmaster with Tinker, and then they would just, you know, summon onto the summons from Beastmaster and then blow people up. But we'll have to kind of keep our eyes on it, and if that's what they decide to go for, at least they'll be prepared for it on SG. They'll know it's coming.
Well, they're going back for the Tiny. Not a bad pickup. I still kind of feel a little worried for him. Tiny is going to have a hard time against these heroes. Clockwork, very annoying for a Tiny to deal with, same with Omni Knight. If you repel someone, you can't exactly combo them anymore with Tiny, and the D-Gen as well as the Guardian Angel just going to negate a lot of his right clicks. So Tiny definitely needs help to catch up this Omni Knight.
It's very important. I like what you talked about with the Purge too, and sometimes we've seen also the Beastmasters. I guess he probably is just going to go for the Necro Book. Sometimes they've been going for like Helm of the Dominator and Drums and Solar Crest. See what he wants to go for, but they definitely are going to need some type of Purge for that guy. We haven't seen a lot of Brewmaster in a while in this region. I'm not sure why. I feel like that Dispel Magic is pretty underrated.
That's a good point. That was actually one of the heroes that was like highly contested. Maybe they just don't have a player who plays it.
Maybe. Okay.
Radiant
Last
team back.
pick of the second round is a Razor for SG.
Pretty solid pickup. I mean, it's just like one of the best counters to melee cores. Tiny gets linked up, not going to have a good time.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, real good. What else do we have here? As far as like picks that they still need, most likely a mid hero for SG. I think that they ran a lone druid before. I guess that they could also just run it mid. Do you just like follow the Tiny wherever he goes and stick the Razor on him? Or is that not good?
I don't think you really need to do that. Like, I think this Razor is just kind of there to counter out the Tiny in the later stages. You don't need to really shut him down that early on. Just kind of like focus on getting your own farm, getting the items you need to eventually shut down the Tiny.
Dire team ban.
Timbersaw. That actually would have been a pretty good pick, actually.
Yeah, that could have been cool.
But I think SG is looking for something that kind of front lines for them. Something that can just initiate alongside the Clockwork. Or just like stand his ground and fight. Well, trying to think of what would be good here.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, do you have to sort of... I'm wondering, like, could you go for something like a Storm? They ran it before. Is that any good? That is so much disable. Maybe it's not great.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
It's still like... I don't know. Like, I don't really recommend it, but it can be done,
right.
I suppose. Considering they have an Omni Knight, so...
It feels like maybe... Because I think that when they ran it before, they ran Omni Knight in the first phase and then took Storm second phase. So maybe Infamous remembering that, or like trying to preemptively counter it out, having the Beastmaster there, ET and Bane, all these people. It's like good lockdown.
I think if anything, they're just looking for more, like another range core. I think you want more heroes that can buy Force Staff or Dragonlance for SG. Going to be really effective in this game.
Could they drow? Is that too scary?
I guess they could. It's actually okay. Like, they have the defensive supports and the Omni Knight to protect her, so she's actually pretty good here. Like, she's in this position where, or she's always in the position where it could be really good or it could completely flop. So
the other one was the Lycan that they ran, which looked pretty good when they did it. But we'll see now.
Slog.
Huh.
Not
what I was expecting.
Not what I was either, but I mean, I guess it's like pretty safe against a lot of these heroes. Like, you can easily Dark Pact a lot of these things off. A Roar, if you see a Roar coming, Dark Pact. You see a Grip, Dark Pack.
5 seconds.
Can you
remaining.
aggro him? Like, I know Shaman is really good in a like 1v2 or a 1v3,
You may
but
now select
if
your
you
heroes.
aggro there, how scary is that lane?
An aggro with the Slark?
No, if Infamous aggro the Slark.
Oh, then yeah, I would probably recommend that.
Yeah.
Recommend that if anything.
Okay. Well, we'll have to watch and wait and see as SG and Infamous finish off their drafts a Death Prophet. How do you feel about these two? Is there one team that you kind of feel like has a little bit of a draft advantage?
It's kind of a tough one. I feel like this Death Prophet is going to be pretty problematic for them, but they do have an Omni Knight to negate a lot of that that ult damage, and
10 seconds
I think their biggest
remaining.
issue right now is like SG doesn't have a great way to burst down a
5
Death Prophet if
seconds
she gets her ulti off.
Mm.
That's like the biggest concern I have.
Right.
Like both sides don't really have huge bursts. Like Tiny Bane is like the most that they have from both sides. So it can really go either way. It really depends on the initiation, honestly.
I feel like it also depends on how well Slark does in the laning phase. Like if he gets trashed, I think
that's true.
that
yeah.
might be pretty rough. And also, like, you know, who's he gonna kill? Like, who's he trying to pick off? The Bane? It's not like an easy kill to get. He can nightmare himself and stuff. Probably the ET.
I think he's not really looking to solo pick off this game.
Okay.
He's just there to kind of make space for his team in these fights.
Okay. So like run in and out and.
Yeah, just be really, really annoying because you have the backup of an Omni Knight. So if you go in first and you're on top of the Bane, for example, sure he can nightmare himself, but you can immediately remove it with Dark Pact and a Purification, and he's just like dead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm somewhat sold. It still feels a little bit scary to me, but Slark.
Oh, I mean, I agree. I am not a fan of Slark.
Okay.
He feels very, very weak.
He does have a 20% lifesteal talent at level 15. That's kind of crazy.
I am pretty sure 30 attack speed is better than 20 lifesteal.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play carry.
I mean, the thing is, like, for a hero like Slark, you don't really want lifesteal. Like,
Yeah.
that's not your goal, right? It's not to
Yeah.
stand there and trade nonstop. That's not your goal. Your goal is to be extremely annoying, do a ton of damage, like pick people off left and right, and focus on your regen.
How about this 25? Which one do you think you take between those? 4 minutes of Essence Shift
I'm pretty
steal.
sure Essence Shift is much better.
That's like, it's insane how much that is. That's
Yeah,
it
you're
just lasts
stealing
forever.
You're stealing stats for 4 minutes. It's ridiculous.
All right. Is that like, that looks to me like one of the more underrated talents in the game, possibly. And maybe it's just because Slark is awful right now.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. I mean, if anyone like looked at this, if anyone looked at his talent tree, I'm pretty sure like a lot of these are very, very straightforward. Like, there's no way you would pick one over the other.
So which one do you like at 20?
Oh, Dark Pack damage. Like, without a doubt, Dark Pack damage.
I would have maybe gone for the Pounce Leash. I don't play Slark. I think I have one game ever of playing Slark because I did the All Hero Challenge when I first started playing Dota 2, and then I went through the entire thing, and then I basically exclusively played support, and then I just got destroyed by Slark in my pubs over and over and over again, and I just like grew to have this like deep-seated hatred for the hero.
I think that's the case for a lot of people.
Really? Okay. I hear he had a really cool reveal in Dota 1 though. That like when the hero was introduced to Dota, it was like a very cool like intro video or something.
I don't remember that. I stopped playing Dota for a bit when that happened. I
Okay.
came back after he was released, and I had no idea how to play that hero.
He's a little bit nuts. Well, we do have a little bit of a pause here, as you guys can see. Clockwork and Beastmaster having some connectivity issues. Hopefully that gets resolved shortly. SG did have to play with a sub the other day. And in case you guys are wondering, this is a game that's... I don't know if it's been tagged as ticketed, but the ticket, I guess, isn't working or something's going on. So this is actually an overlay, these things that are showing the different teams on what side. And the player names are sort of switched up as well. But hopefully this gets resolved. When SG had to play with the substitute, they played with Kat, the coach who used to play on the team before it got remade. And
I have no idea who anyone is with these names.
yeah, I know. It's tough. Orange is Kataro, is the name of the Beastmaster, so...
But his name is Stinger.
That's true, yeah, I saw that. It's kind of funny. I think that they're just messing around a little bit with it. They might be in on the joke as well. They said that they were ready, right? Are the other guys not ready? Oh yeah, Laposa says he's not ready yet. Yeah, Kataro is the safe lane for Infamous though, so it is him even though he's tagged up as Stinger. And then Pepita is Dot, and Stinger is actually Me vales mierda, sé quién eres tú. And
All right.
then Schofield, I'm assuming... Wait, no. No, Stinger should be Orange's Kataro. And then this is Schofield, and then that's Excel. I think that's what it all is.
Yeah, you lost me already. I don't remember any of what you just said. I'm
Okay.
just going to refer to them by hero.
Well, this is for the people out there, that are watching. And for all you fine folks out there in Dota 2 land, Slark, Costabile, 40R is the Razor. We've got Laposa playing on Laposa. That's an easy one. It's great. And then I'm not sure. I think Theliocor is the Clockwork. And then Bardo is the Shaman. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Although Bardo was the one that was having connectivity issues. So maybe it's a Bardo Clockwork and then Theliocor Shaman. You with me, Steven? Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I've tuned you out already. I'm just looking at these hero outfits.
Yeah? Any good ones?
Not really. No one really has anything.
The hell? These guys went to a bunch of minors?
These guys are not cosmetic gamers. The only cool one is this Bane one. This is the only one.
Let's see. That's kind of cool. It looks creepy. Wait, why does it say Omni Knight still? That's not right. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, he is supposed to be creepy. So I mean, they did a good job. Look at the hands. It has eyes on them.
Yeah, it's like the reverse of the... He's got it on his forearms also. Like, this is just not... this makes me upset, you see? I'm all for cosmetics, but I want to have, like, some realistic cosmetics, right? Why would you have arms on your forearms? Or eyes on your forearms? What are you looking at? What are you trying to see here with this?
I mean, if he grips someone, it can see behind him.
But, he lifts his arms up?
Yeah, yeah.
But no, those are his front arms that he lifts up.
I don't actually know.
We
Don't
gotta
they
keep our eyes.
lift both?
Maybe. We got to keep our eyes when he grips somebody on what the arms are doing, and then we'll see if it's right or not. And we're getting into the game. I'll let chat know that we're 2 minutes away. Game start. Wonderful.
You can always look up.
Yeah. See, like, Tiny throwing something at you. He's on the same team, though. Like, oh no, it's coming for me. Ward's down. And it looks like Infamous placing that same spot again.
I think SG kind of anticipate a aggro tri-lane. They're kind of dodging it right now.
Which, of course, they are going for. Oh, well, maybe not. No, that was just Bane moving into that area. So they are looking like they're going to get...
Nope, just kidding. SG are not dodging. They want to fight this matchup, so... It's like you said, Razor wants to punish Tiny as soon as possible.
Well, Slark is up top.
Yeah.
And then I guess that they are going to be going... No, because Razor's going
No,
mid.
Razor's mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I don't know.
I'm uncalibrated.
It's Infamous that aren't going to be trying to aggro the Slark. That's what's going on, I think.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
Just gotta be careful.
Oh,
you missed the bounce!
It's all a bait. It's an elaborate bait. It's a ploy. They want to take him down in the end, and they do. They missed the pounce to make sure that they can get the shackle to get the kill. Next level.
That is some zoning tactics right there.
And they force the DP to go. She misses her block. Oh, man. Look out, world. Although, Razor does need to be careful. There's a lot of damage this Bane can start to deal with Brain Sap.
Bane is so annoying. 64 damage. 5 armor. 310 without any boots.
He hit that pounce. A lot of damage. He's going to try and take down that Shaman. One more hit, it's there, but another kill for the Slark. And that means no TP for Beastmaster. He's going to have to walk the lane.
Yeah, and he's still level 1. Like, he killed the Shadow Shaman. Like, look how much EXP he got. It wasn't even like... it wasn't even worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I missed the fight recap. How much experience was it? Like nothing? Oh.
No gold for you.
Bane now in the mid lane with the clockwork here as well.
Looks like Death Prophet doing pretty good against the Razor right now. Nice thing about DP versus Razor is that even if he drains all your damage, you're still gonna be able to CS as well as trade back in terms of damage.
Yeah. Orange is Kataro Bane, Beastmaster rather, pulling the creep wave back as per normal. He's gonna go for a second round of this and maybe get a little bit aggressive onto Shaman, who stepped too far forward, gonna get caught. Forced to use the Fairy Fire, Brain Sap killed off as well. There's a lot of damage when you get that debuff applied with the axes. Push back. Clockwork not able to interrupt this pull, and
Oh, he didn't get the cog.
ah,
That wasted 20 gold.
maybe he's worried about the Slark moving around. Oh god, he wanted that, but not gonna happen. Clockwork trying to run away yet again. They're burning through a lot of mana there and don't quite get to farm the whole thing. But look at this, there's 3 heroes here, just like all pulling the creep wave around. And they're not quite gonna get it to connect, I don't think. He's trying to get the range creep, that's all.
What have we here?
Oh, a lot of action going on in this top lane. I think the thing about this matchup though is like SG are gonna have like a very strong Omni here.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to get quite a bit done here. Although surprisingly, this Tiny is kind of beating this Omni.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of CS, but it's even on denies at the very least. I guess he does have a pretty substantial damage difference, 13 between the two of them. Or is it more that you were expecting Omni to be able to deal more damage?
Yeah. The this like usually Omni single-handedly like beats out most melee matchups.
Got it.
But the tree is too strong.
Yeah. Well, a battle that was going on up in the top lane as well meant that nobody was able to get kills, as ET is going to walk back home very low on HP. Possibly a chance for some type of aggression here if Radiant steps too far forward, but for now at least, Stabile should be able to farm pretty effectively underneath the tower. Takes a little hit from the axes first. But
Yeah, I think Radiant is committing quite a bit to shutting down this Slark, but it's not looking like it's enough. I think this Slark is actually still going to be perfectly fine. Level 4.5 in 4 minutes. I mean, if he gets 6 at a decent time, they shouldn't really have much of an issue.
look at all the trees. Some deforestation going on up here in the top lane. With just
Beastmaster, nothing but arcane boots, just cutting down everything.
this is kind of ridiculous. Like, it's just, they're not giving him any opportunity. And now Shaman in trouble. You can't run and hide in the trees anymore, buddy. Oh, they want to go after the Slark. He's taking damage. Let's have the pounce. It's going to be able to walk away for the moment. And now the shackle's underneath the tower, but the tree creep is there to tank it. This is crazy, though. As I miss a kill down bottom. How does Omni Knight die there?
Wow, solo kill. I mean, it's definitely possible. He's been keeping him low for quite some time with
Dire's
this tree
bottom
grab.
tower is under attack.
Tiny playing this matchup very well. Pretty much dominating this is the safe lane. This Omni Knight is actually not as threatening as I thought he would be.
Yeah. He's level 5. Able to get a good amount of CS here, but not dominant in the lane like you were saying. The other big problem we're seeing is that Razor hasn't really been able to dominate this lane either, and it tends to be a lane dominating hero, doesn't he? Is that just not really the case against Death Prophet, or what's the reasoning, you think?
It's not that easy against a Death Prophet because like Death Prophet has good base damage. She also has like very good attack range. So getting like closing in the gap against a Death Prophet is not that easy, man. Like if you do try to man fight her, she can still do damage to you without right clicking you. Mid lane though.
She's in a little bit of trouble now. Able to go for the static link, but Spirit Siphon already there, shackled down, trying to find that kill, is going to be able to get it. And now maybe in some more trouble.
So much
My
damage.
God, look at the damage onto the base. Almost able to find another, but they're slept up underneath the tower, able to keep one alive, and now the Tiny's shown up with his big bad tree, beaten away. Double kill, Taro. And top lane as well. Everybody left the lane, and that meant that Slark had a free pass. He didn't even have to pop his ulti.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think that definitely a favorable trade for the Radiant side. Your Tiny is just getting that much more farmed, and the best part is he doesn't even take any structural damage. The moment all of that ends, TP's back down, keeps on farming.
Time.
I guess you think it's okay, even though like Death Prophet died, Razor was able to live, and Slark got a kill. Like it's because the Tiny is that important.
Sorry, what was that?
I was saying like the
really
Tiny is
dry.
it's
Dire's
like that
top
important.
tower
The
is
Tiny.
under attack.
Uh-oh, top lane. Shackles. Doesn't have his ulti anymore, but
everyone's
best thing
so
about
low.
Turn, it gets a kill. Oh, man. Are going to probably lose the Shaman, but at least they took down the Beastmaster.
But yeah, it's pretty important for your safe lane to just not fall for free. So min-maxing that going to be very beneficial for your team. Oh, look at this.
Razor runs into one, but immediately slept, and now farming ulti, I guess. Let's give Clockwork a little bit of space here in the mid lane, and as we get towards the 8-minute mark, take a look at the CS, or rather the net worth. It is a pretty substantial lead for the Tiny right now, level 9, and building towards that Shadow Blade. Top lane again, Battle of Bruin. Have a pounce in the Dark Pack, but Clark just wants to keep farming, and he has a Battle Fury queued up.
That can't be a real build, is it?
I mean, I don't know. What do you tell me? You're the analyst.
I do not believe a Battle Fury Slark can be the real build.
What's the matter with it? What's wrong?
I mean, I guess you can farm faster with it. Like, it definitely speeds up your farm, but you are going to be killed by like a sneeze.
Hey man, he gets that 8 strength talent, right?
All right, let's see if he goes through with this. I mean, I'm like kind of like out of tune with Dota, but I don't think I'm that out of tune. Right? There's no way this is the new build.
Heroes moving in. It's an invis Clockwork though that's going to be able to punish. He finds himself the Bane, and now no even need for the shackles. He'll take him down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Slark looking for a pickoff, maybe? He's found a Beastmaster. There's the Dark Pack. Opening it up. Nah, he's just going to cut the creep wave.
Oh, he actually is going for it. Oh, he got slept.
Oh my
Axes.
goodness. Axe. Oh, he has ulti. He's saving it. He's a
Radiant's
bad
top
man.
tower is under
Crazy.
attack.
Running, trying to get out of there. I mean, he still has his ulti. What?
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 That is my reaction.
All right. There are many ways that could have
Radiant's top
gone
tower
right
is under
for him.
attack.
And he chose the one way. He found that one way. That could have gone wrong.
That was probably one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Gold is a great conductor.
Dire's
Lordy.
middle tower is under attack.
I mean, you can understand the idea. You want to try and push for like the best possible, most efficient thing ever. That's like, that was an Envy play right there. If that was Envy, it would be to top of Reddit, I promise you.
I mean, I definitely understand that too.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a tough.
Ooh, hold up.
It was funny though.
He's in a Sentry Ward, yeah. So he's gonna get out of there. He's committing for this Battle Fury, by the way.
Yeah, trust me, I'm watching that. Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like down bottom
Why?
after
Why
taking,
though? Why?
after taking the tome, Shaman trying to get closer to that level 6 mid lane, maybe a Battle of Ruin. They found the clockwork and Silence comes out. No chance for a Cogs yet, but he will be able to pop him afterwards. Barely staying alive there.
Is under attack.
Top tower, nothing really doing, but they are going to pop Exorcism
Radiant's
here.
bottom tower
They
is under
don't
attack.
have a creep wave,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
so bottom lane's
mean-
gonna be gone.
They have a
Dire's
catapult,
top
and he's
tower
ulted.
has fallen.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess the idea here is
Radiant's bottom
you fight with your
tower has
Razor,
fallen.
and you just make space for your Spark. It's gonna be like a long commitment, but I mean, if you get a Battle Fury and you're able to farm very greedily, oh, clockwork, nice little pick off.
Sorry about that.
Dire's structures are
But yeah, if you
fortified.
get away with a Battle Fury and you can actually
Dire's
farm
top
for a
tower
significant
is
amount of
under
time with it,
attack.
I mean, it will eventually pay off. The question is this actually the right time to go for it? Because I feel like he's gonna get pressured way too hard to make use of it.
Yeah. All right, Shaman almost level 6. He's just like one experience away. While in the jungle, Tiny is still hunting, and there's also a courier there, but they won't be able to find any pick off.
All right, so Perseverance is done. He's about 1900 away. Like, the way I see this going is he's gonna finish the Battle Fury. If he doesn't die, he'll finish the Battle Fury in like 3 minutes, 3 to
Okay.
4 minutes, and then he's gonna need another 3 to 4 minutes to
Dire's
farm
top
another
tower
item.
is
And
under attack.
if that item isn't a BKB, he is not gonna show up to fights for quite some time.
If that's the build, Treads,
Radiant are
Aquila, Battle Fury, BKB.
Dire's top
Man.
tower is under attack.
I mean, it's probably not the build, but I mean, if he doesn't have like these type of items, I don't know if he can show up to fights. Maybe you don't need the BKB, but you definitely need a, like, I don't know, buy a Scotty, for example, so you have enough health.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna be revealed right there. Immediately
Oh, he
goes
doesn't
to the
realize
dark
it.
pack.
Is under attack.
Yeah, that's a problem. Oh, there they go. Initiation, ulti dead. And he said that he would be like paper.
That was so unfortunate for him right there. Like, he was trying to see if he was getting spotted, right? So he moved around a bit. And the moment the Tiny showed up, like, there was a split second where he was unrevealed, but he also hit the creep at the same time. So it removed it, and he couldn't really tell. So that was, like, really unlucky for the Slark player.
Well, Beastmaster here. He's getting wrapped around by the Shadow Shaman. They connect, they hit the shackles, and this should be a pretty easy kill, which will be taken by the Razor. So,
Discharge your
8 to 9
soul.
so far. I mean, for all that you have, like, basically a creep as your safe lane hero right now, it's not looking all that terrible. Oh, no. Almost got gripped there, but it's going to be a turnaround. Slark moving in, trying to find himself a catch. They are going to be able to throw out the Earth Splitter. The sleep is going to be there. He does get the Dark Pact off, still trying to chase a little bit, and the battle is going to continue down here on the east side. Guardian Angel not going to connect onto that Razor, but he just blows up. These heroes, they're too squishy. They can't afford to make this work, and now they're all going to be slept together. Oh God, the sleep hit's gonna come. The silence is there. It's got him caught. Slark trying to get away. Maybe Clockwork can save the day. They've already lost 2, and they've got absolutely nothing for it. Hook into the sleep. He's gonna get purified, but might not be able to do anything else after the fact. Trying to run away, almost able to kill off that Bane, but not there again. And I guess you can say more space for Slark to farm for, but a lot of that time he was there with them.
Dire's structures are
Like, he doesn't even have the Battle Fury yet. His Clockwork or Omni Knight is just dead.
That was just some great plays from the ET. I think the ET like played a very, very vital role in that team fight. Kind of like single-handedly
Dire's bottom
put Dire
tower
in
has
like a
fallen.
really bad position so that they couldn't actually turn around and fight. Like Slark, I don't really blame the Slark for staying there because there was, like, in my opinion, definitely a kill potential there, but like almost perfect play from this Elder Titan, kind of denying everything.
And Costabel didn't die, at least. That's the other nice part about this. So he can still keep some pressure on, force them back. They defend their tier 2 tower, but they've lost all their tier 1s. And it might start to feel a little bit claustrophobic around the map over the next couple minutes for the Slark.
Well, he's almost at the Battle Fury, so at least that's going to speed up his farm like by a significant amount. I think they should definitely start stacking for him, though. Like, if he's committing to this Battle Fury build, they should just go, you know, all out, finish the, or start stacking for him as well. Dodges a gank from the Tiny. Oh, Tiny is committing, though. He wants to find more.
Radiant's top tower is under
They feel like he's here.
Yeah.
Like, they feel like he's here.
And like Clockwork is just sitting here waiting to counter initiate with the hook shot. It really does feel like 4 Protect 1 to the highest degree that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Except you're not protecting an anti-mage, protecting a Slark.
All right, well, what about the rest of these heroes here? We've got Shaman. He has his wards up. What else can we sort of... Ooh, nice hook.
Hook shot.
This could be a thing, or it could just be... I mean, can they make...
Okay. I think that was like really unfortunate for the clock. I think he honestly made the right choice, but reinforcement came out like way too late.
Yeah.
And I think it was really unfortunate too that the Slark already committed his TP to the mid lane. I think he was actually expecting the Slark to come help him. I think that's actually what happened.
I think that also you're as a player feeling like you feel like this is not going well. There's no way that you're looking at this game right now and feeling like everything's okay for SG. So feeling like you need to make something happen and trying to do it all by yourself, which is admirable, but didn't end up working out there.
All right, here we go. He's got the Battle Fury. Let's see if he's able to catch up with this.
Also want to see what his next item.
I am very curious about this build. You are indeed leaving. You know, since he got the Battle Fury, if he hits 20, maybe you don't take the Dark Pack damage just because you can cleave.
So you pounce leash it?
So you pounce, and they're stuck for 6.5 seconds, so you have an eternity to beat down on them.
Yeah.
I think, like, because, like, Dark Pact is such a good talent because you can basically clear an entire wave with one Dark Pact.
Right.
You just hit every creep once, except for the range creep, and then you clear it, and you farm extremely fast.
I see what you're saying.
If he has a Battle Fury. Yeah, if he has a Battle Fury, I mean, you don't actually need it.
Yeah. Oh my god, Beastmaster with 2 tomatoes just running around. He's gonna give him the clap. Take that. Off to the side. Battle Fury Tiny found again! Oh, it hurts! Every time it happens, it hurts so bad just to watch it. The hook shot, maybe a chance for a turnaround. Finally, a kill going their way. They take down the Taro, and now trying to find themselves the Bane as well, but with the Beastmaster and Death Prophet there, I don't think that they can actually go for him. As the Stomp, going to connect onto one. The Razor's there, but the Calls will push it back. Slark buying back now, but they've caught the moment with Clockwork, and they're really going to try and chase forward for a little bit more. Slark going to need to pounce to the low ground. Ward's not really hitting onto anybody at all. And the buyback gets nothing. The ward drop gets nothing. SG not feeling great.
That was like, you can't ask for more if you get the Tiny in return for your Slug. And then they turned it into a every ability committed, nothing to gain from it, and your Slark bought back. That's the last thing you want to see happen if you're playing a 4 Protect 1, is your 1 buying back at 19 minutes.
Well, the plus side is Omni Knight is the most farmed hero on their team. He's gotten a lot here so far. Has a Hand of Midas working for him, as well as Phase Boots, and looks like he's going to be going towards an Aghanim Scepter, actually. That's kind of a better way to, I think, play this out. Like, he needs to be able to hit that GA from anywhere.
Uh-oh, Battle Shaman, goodbye.
There was never a chance. Yeah, I've
wait,
also
wait,
caught
tiny-
another. Clockwork also gonna die. It's being slowed down. Battery
Radiant's
assault,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
it was never really going to be enough.
Be judged fairly.
That was confusing. I was watching the Tiny. He just watched the Shadow Shaman instead of killing him off. Felt like a taunt.
I mean, it probably would, to
Radiant's
be real.
middle tower
Probably.
is under attack.
Sleep under
We are
Razor.
watching. We are watching South American Dome. This is
Yeah.
like by far the most taunting region. By far.
Dire's top tower has
Slark
fallen.
is cutting the creep wave, but they don't have a great way to clear out the other one. Roar onto one, gets repelled. Alive for the moment. Silence on to that Omni
here
Knight,
comes
who's
the
not
Slark.
able to do it. Slark, he's there. The Battle Fury time. Let's party, guys. Another sleep on to 3. That's a ton of damage. Oh, he's all gone. They die back. And Omni Knight,
Dire's top
here,
barracks
but-
has fallen.
your barracks is gone. Along with a lot of
Dire's top
motivation to
barracks
continue
has
playing,
fallen.
I'm feeling.
Oh, they got the Radiant Courier.
Has been
Hey,
That's something.
there's always a silver lining. It's like this big creep wave down here that Slark wants to get to.
Dire's top
wait.
shrine is under
Hold on.
attack.
Come on. No.
I don't know. This is a maximum efficiency. I'm
Okay.
just kidding. You missed a couple.
I'll get him.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
So I think from what I've seen so far, all I can say is this build has not convinced me at all. Like not one bit.
Yeah. I feel like at the same time though, like if you would have gone something else, do you think it would have really changed things? It feels like their draft was falling apart from the get-go, right?
I mean, I definitely think it would have. Like, if he bought items that allowed him to stay in team fights for like a long enough period of time, his team can definitely do the damage necessary.
Right.
Dire's bottom
Like your
shrine is
Razor
under
is
attack.
going to contribute a lot to these team fights if he can survive, but because he's the only one who's contributing in these team fights, they just ignore everyone else and make sure the Razor can't get into these team fights, and Radiant just keep winning these engagements over and over.
Well,
Dire's bottom shrine
the other
is under
day
attack.
when these two teams were
Dire's
playing,
bottom shrine has fallen.
each game felt like a stomp, if I remember correctly. And it ended up being SG that won the whole series overall.
Dire's
So we
bottom
still have to
tower
watch
is
out.
under
I think
attack.
draft incredibly important between these two teams. They scrim with each other constantly, I'm sure, as well. And maybe this time they just happen to get a little bit of the
Dire's
upper
bottom
hand.
tower
But
has
one
fallen.
potentially final push coming up now with an Aegis on Death Prophet. It's going to be quite hard, although it just expires. So no more Aegis. Exorcism
Dire's
still
structures
working.
are fortified.
Have the glyph used. Clark moving forward. They shackle the one hero, missed the hook
they
shot.
missed.
Not great. All right, Guardian Angel now looking for a chase. Able to get some Dark Pack, but stunned and ran away. Already down to half HP. That Clark is just not very tanky. A repelled Razor. Hoping to make something happen. He gets roared immediately. The static link is broken. He's dropping. They've got the feed grip as well on a Clockwork. They're all going down. They managed to drop the wards, but I'm not really sure if that's even going to be enough. As the Slark gets the Dark Pack, trying to walk away. The Hex is going to keep Shadow Shaman alive, it looks like, but Omni Knight forced to run away, and that's going to be Elena Barracks, and most likely close to the game.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
I think like the big issue is because your Slark went for such a heavy farming build, that it like
Dire's bottom
made it so that your Omni Knight felt so useless. Like he doesn't have anyone to assist. You're kind of wasting his utility because your main core can't stand in a team fight for more than like 3 seconds.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's not great. Clockwork buys back. It's a 20,000 net worth lead at 24 minutes, and with that, they'll actually decide to retreat. No
Play it
reason
safe.
to. Yeah. It's a best of 5. It's a long series.
Oh, look at this Tiny. He has a heart of Taras. Because why not?
I thought you were making a joke about the items that were used in the last fight, but he
No,
actually
he's
has a
got
heart.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I think SG will take a couple minutes to think about what they want to do next game, because this one is over.
And the thing is now too is like the fights have just turned from, you know, there's still a little bit of hope to pretty much impossible now because the entire team has, or there's 3 force staffs.
Right.
So this Clockwork not going to be able to do, you know, what he needs to do.
Radiant's top tower is under
Shackle
attack.
not going to do much either.
Radiant
Just
structures are
force staff the
falling.
team away. And yeah, your carry's dead.
Is this when you type GG?
Well, it looks like they're going to stick it out. They do have the Scepter Omni Knight,
Yeah.
which, by the way, like it didn't really do much last fight. Like they used it and then Radiant just walks away. Oh, double sleep. That's not a good sign.
This ain't great. Oh, God. It's all gone wrong and good game is called. All right. Kind of had a feeling that it was going to happen.
Dyer's middle
Steven,
tower is under attack.
biggest things that you would change going into game number 2 for SG.
Not a Battle Fury on your Slark.
Is that it? Is that really what it comes down to?
I mean, the thing. I mean, just change the hero entirely. I wasn't really convinced at this, like, for this Slark pick. I think there's definitely like better options you could have gone with. But I mean, I can't take my eyes off the itemization. I really think that it was way too greedy and was not what they needed. And the other thing too is that after he finished the Battle Fury, he went back for the items that Slark normally goes for.
Right.
He went for the Shadow Blade, and then he queued up Echo Saber. So like, I don't think it was like really necessary.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, that's going to do it for game number 1. It's still a best of 5. The winner of this is going to be moving on to the Jakarta GESC Minor, where already Navi and EG are waiting for the South American champion, and we've still got a bunch of other qualifiers that are going to be happening throughout the entire time as well. So stay tuned, everybody. You can give us a follow if you feel so inclined at Lyrical Dota, at Aosin Dota, at Beyond the Summit, and at GESC Championship. That's all on Twitter. You know, there's Twitch and all that other stuff. Have a great one, everybody, and we'll be back in a bit for game number 2.